California Schools JPA is actually a joint powers risk-sharing pool of both benefits, risk, workers' comp, the whole gamut. And what we do is we insure public schools and community colleges in Southern California. School assessments or threat assessments and security assessments, those are things that are being done by schools, and most of our schools and risk-sharing pools need to do that for their insurance premium renewal. That alone does not stop the problem. We really need to bring back a sense of community. We need to engage students, we need to engage parents, we need to engage staff, along with the community to be a part of the solution. As a risk-sharing pool, not only do we insure schools and community colleges, but we also want to make sure things don't happen. So we have teams of people that go out to the school districts. We work alongside school police, school resource officers, teachers, administrators, to try to identify those risks within schools, work with the schools on vamping up policy, getting the message out, training. We need to find a way to work together, though, with the State Department, because there's so many requirements coming out of the State Department of Ed, it doesn't always allow room for school safety at the school level. When I think about summits such as this, you know, there's certainly an opportunity to bring in other sectors, but I think also bringing someone in from the state so they can be a part of the solution and be part of the problem solving. The average school district coverage stops at 5 million. And if you're reading and following some of the news trends and you see some of the settlements that are coming out, they're in upwards of $10, $20 million. Now we're wondering, is 50 million not enough? So it's continuing to escalate. So perhaps bringing the insurance perspective, the risk pool, the reinsurer, someone from representing those areas would also be really interesting. Attending the summit today was really eye-opening. I think it's amazing that it had the spread, meaning that it was nationwide. It wasn't something just in Southern California. In every panel I heard something addressed about mental health awareness and destigmatizing what we used to not want to talk about, because mental health was something you just kind of shoved on the rug. But it doesn't matter whether it's a student or staff. I think it's something we really do need to bring in the forefront. I heard a lot about a sense of community. I heard a lot about engagement. I heard that we really do need to give our students a platform, but it needs to be one that's controlled, where we have the right people that are listening in the right environment. Having that forum where we have parents and students and you're able to talk about issues that you're going to bring into the school so that together it can work. I think there's some room for that. I like the piece particularly because there is that misnomer that when you have media involved, that media wants to only report the bad stuff. So it was really nice and refreshing to hear them say, here's some best practices, invite us out, let us get to work with you and talk about all the good things that you do. When I looked at the Safe School Summit, and I kind of wondered, so what is this really going to cover? It's not just school shootings, and I think in the first panel with the students, we heard about culture differences and gender orientation differences and racial differences. And in schools, we're beginning to see an uptick in those kinds of crimes or threats that are coming into the school environment. We're also seeing an increased amount of death by suicide. But we also heard the students talk about social media. We need to find a way to make social media work for us and not against us, and right now that's contributing to the factors. My hope is that this dialogue will continue. It'll continue to gain momentum. More people will join in and have takeaways to go back to their groups. We all can agree on one thing, and there is a shortage of funding. Main goal for public education is to insure kids, but we have a very high priority, which is to keep kids safe, and also at the same time keeps the staff safe. So we really need to find ways that we can do that together.